All right, y'all. We back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions. And right now, we finna take it to Florida, man. Glock 9 is under fire for snitching, man. 10-9 Jake broke the story. It's going viral. Let's see what happened. Who did he tell on? Why did he tell on him? Let's find out.
My first SBJ was with him, and I ain't even know him. I'm like, damn, like, dude, bro know how to drive. It was just me and him. We were sitting inside of a stolo at the gas station, and he wasn't familiar with this side of town. So I told him, I was like, hey, bro, police pull up to this gas station, and my cousin them, they hadn't got out the car to go in the store. So we sitting inside the car, and like, not like 30 seconds later, I swear, a police pulled up right inside the gas station. He told us, oh shit, you in line.
I like it, but we about them drinks out.
Hey, look, put your left foot in, you take the Glock 9 out, upgrade it to a Draco and set that Glock 9 down.
Dang, was that a real song? Is that song out? That shit kind of hard. Put your left foot in, you put your Glock 9 out.
Me and Poody is not beefing, that's my little sister. Stop saying that.
And shot and killed last night in Orlando was tied to a gang-related shooting in Osceola County almost a year ago.
I ain't shocked, but I ain't expect it was gonna happen this fast.
Less than 24 hours of me making this video, a well-known blogger had came out and said a Florida rapper who's currently incarcerated for RICO has told the feds about 4 murders while incarcerated. Of course, that sent the internet into a frenzy. His fans, supporters, and even people just curious about the hip-hop industry. Now, as this blogger went over the paperwork, he briefly skimmed through it and allegedly talked about the victims. But today, we're going to break it down, see how they lost their life, pay our respects to the victims, of course, most importantly. What's the connection between these victims and the alleged rapper, and where this rapper stands today? How this information can possibly help him come home earlier.
Oh, no. Oh, so this nigga told on 4 murders, man, so he could get home early. I don't get the whole point of, like, why would you, like, what are you rushing to get home to when you know, like, you in the street life and you know what come with that if you snitch, especially on 4 murders. You come home, it ain't gonna, I know the internet makes it seem like nothing happens to snitches. You know what I mean? That's snitches with money. That's the thing y'all don't understand. Snitches with money. Them niggas get to run and hide and get security and go places and live places. These niggas gotta go back to the trenches, man. If you gotta go back to the trenches, you gonna get your issue.
Before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Fam, today we're going to Mercy Ave in West Orlando, Florida. Also the birthplace for a well-known rapper who's currently incarcerated who go by the name Glock 9. Real name, Jaquari Smith.
Glock 9
7 years ago, he
snitch.
dropped the track title, Armed and Dangerous, that put him on. It was shot in his neighborhood in West Orlando.
Damn, Glock 9, say ain't so.
And the cameo was another Orlando rapper, who we'll later mention in this video, who happens to be the initial target for one of the murders that Glock 9 later admitted to years later in 2025. His name was LPB Poody, a man who you'll later hear from.
Oh, what? I fuck with his music too. Damn, these niggas is crazy. He's snitching like that.
Speak on meeting Glock 9 for the first time inside a stolen vehicle. In Glock 9 Armed and Dangerous video, Poody can be seen allegedly getting robbed after trying to sell some narcotics.
And I got out on the dangerous. Roll the riches, I'm rapping, not no single.
About a year later, Glock 9 would later sign the Birdman Cash Money label, making him a household name in the state of Florida in regards to rapping. Now also rising at that time was LPD Poody, an artist that some say Glock 9 just didn't want to see him get above him coming out of Orlando.
And he had some bangers too. That nigga Poody had some bangers.
Now he was asked in an interview in 2018 by Say Cheese on his relationship with Glock 9 and how did they meet. This is what he had to say.
Now Glock 9 is another hot Orlando rapper right now too. What's your relationship like? Cause I seen you in the Armed and Dangerous video.
Yeah, that's my brother. I'm my little brother, but shit kinda, I don't know what's up, bro. I ain't been really like tone to him, like in his face like that, but yeah, I'm my brother.
Yeah. I mean, where'd y'all first meet at?
First time me was like in a stolo, matter of fact, at a gas station. He pulled up over here with my cousin when we was younger. we hadn't gotten a high-speed check. My first high-speed check was with him, and I ain't even know him. Like I'm like, damn, like, dude, bro know how to drive. It was just me and him. We were sitting inside of a stolo at the gas station.
I swear to God, bro. You put a fucking camera in front of a nigga's face, they gonna tell you everything. These young niggas, they be like, bro, all right, what if I didn't want nobody to know this shit? It's like niggas don't care. They gonna drop your name. They gonna say what y'all did. We was in a stolen car, me, my cousin, and woo-de-woo, and we had guns on us, and we had this and that. What if I didn't want nobody to know that, nigga? Like, why the fuck do y'all niggas get in front of these cameras and tell everything? Shit.
Like, about his story, like, his life story, like, bro, ain't really, like, he wasn't too much on fashion. He ain't had clothes and like that, all that. But, like, bro, he getting right, though. I'm glad for him, bro.
Now, just 2 years later since that interview, and you could see during that interview that things would start to shift as far as their relationship. But according to GlokkNine's testimony in 2025 and a murder in 2020, Poody was the intended target, but instead took the life of a standout high school football athlete who had recently signed to the University of Louisville.
Oh,
but this is life,
damn.
fam. So before we talk about names and before we talk about rumors or allegations, we got to talk about what actually happened in that courtroom. Because this wasn't a trial, this was a hearing. And the judge wasn't worried about a jury. She was the one deciding the facts. This hearing centers on one key question. Was Jaquari Smith, known publicly as Glock Nine, promised immunity and witness treatment before he gave a statement about a murder?
Whoa.
And if so, did law enforcement cross that line? And so,
Oh, this nigga. Oh, you can never rap again, nigga. Well, I don't know. Everybody 6ix9ine started rapping again after he snitched. Glock Nine, how the fuck do you think you gonna come back and... this is gonna be interesting. Now, Florida, you on the menu. We're gonna have to see how Florida handles this, man. If this nigga get out and start back rapping and booming, because was a young artist, I think he's from Florida too, Boston. Is Boston Richie from Florida? I think he's from Florida, right? And they gave him a hard time from when he was like a minor and he snitched. So I want to see how they gonna do this.
we all clear. The only reason we was privileged to this transcript was because law enforcement was at question. In April of 2023, Glock Nine was locked up in federal penitentiary in West Virginia. At the time, he was represented by longtime criminal defense attorney David Bingley, someone Smith testified he trusted. And on April 6th, detectives traveled from Florida to West Virginia to interview him. But according to Smith, aka Glock Nine, once he requested his attorney, the interview technically ended, and then they kept going anyway. And that moment becomes important later, fam. Next was the interview that changed everything. Fast forward to May 18, 2023. This time, Glock Nine's attorney are present. And according to sworn testimony from both Smith and his lawyer, this meeting was treated like a proffer, meaning Smith believed he was speaking under protection. Smith testified that he was told two things clearly. One, he would not be charged in the murder of Dexter Wrench. Two, he would be treated as a witness, not a defendant. He told the court he relied on those assurances. And he said flat out, without those promises, he would have never spoken. Now,
Hey, if y'all ain't gonna give me immunity, I ain't gonna talk. But if y'all gonna make sure I'm straight, I'm gonna tell y'all everything y'all wanna know. God damn. Glock Nine. See, that's the thing about these youth, man. They be pushing this energy and pushing these messages in their music to other youth, only to get locked up and be complete opposite of what they rapping about, man. Like, god damn, dog.
happened next? According to attorney David, after the May 18th interview ended, the mood changed. Detectives were shocked. They told him Smith did great. They were happy. They said they gave him exactly what they were looking for. They even rode together to the airport, joking on the way out.
Wow.
But then, everything flipped. The switch from witness to defendant. After May 18th, Glock 9 was charged with homicide. Not only that, he was described in court as one of the hottest homicides in the city. And that's the heart of the defense argument. He talked because he thought he was protected. Then he got charged anyway. So basically, he told on himself in the murder. And that's where the judge take control. She pauses the hearing, checks on Glock 9 personally, and calls a recess. And then she makes something clear. She wants to see the evidence, transcripts, videos, exhibits, before hearing any arguments. She even says she's a visual learner, and that matters, because what's on those videos matters. And at this moment is when Glock 9 testifies. When Glock 9 take the stand, his testimony is short but direct. He confirms he was in federal prison. He was represented by David Bingley. Detectives interviewed him. He asked for his lawyer, and he believed he had immunity. He confirms he was told he would not be charged in the murder of Dexter Wrench, and he confirms again that belief is why he spoke on May 18th. The state doesn't cross-examine him, but the state did fire back, and instead they called Agent Luke Healy, a veteran investigator with hundreds of interviews and proffers under his belt. Agent Luke explains the difference between an interview and a proffer, and then he drops the hammer. He says law enforcement cannot grant immunity, only prosecutors can, and he personally has never granted immunity. And
they played him. Oh, they played that nigga, bro. See, that's why you got to know your shit. If you're going to be living that life, if you're going to be out here being, a hot boy, you got to learn the system, man. Learn this shit that's in place, these laws. Learn this shit so that you know. Because you over here talking to the police thinking they could give you immunity. They can't even give you immunity. And you over here listen to them, all they gonna say is this shit, we gonna get this nigga confess. Yeah, whatever, nigga. You know what I mean? Because when you take it to court and say, oh, we tried to, coerce you to saying some shit, we gonna just have our people say, nigga, you a liar. It's gonna go back and forth, our word versus yours, shit type. Let's see. Let's see how this gonna go. And now you over here, you done confessed to a whole murder and you don't even got immunity. And now you like, hey, if I wouldn't have had immunity, I wouldn't have said nothing. Oh, now you a worldwide snitch. Everybody know you a snitch.
This is the state's position. Even if Smith believed he was protected, we never had the authority to promise that. And now we got that squared away. At this point, the homicide at the center of this case is the killing of Dexter Wrench. As mentioned, Poody was with him. He was the intended target according to Glock 9. But instead, 18-year-old Dexter Wrench lost his life. A senior in high school, a football player who had just signed to play at the University of Louisville. April 25th, 2020. One late Saturday night, around 11:19 p.m., Orlando police responded to a shooting near Elf Street and Deer Rock Drive. The alleged house party was shot up, leaving multiple people shot, but only 3 survived. Dexter didn't. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. At that time, police didn't announce a suspect.
Last night, right in front of that yellow house,
Crazy,
which
man.
now has boarded. The shooting happened late last night, right in front of that yellow house, which now has boarded up windows. 18-year-old Dexter Wrench was a promising athlete, headed off to play college football, but his dreams came to an end last night when he and 3 other people were struck by gunfire.
So, okay. So the target the target was Poody. But his boy got shot. His boy, promising career going to football. Shout out to Florida. They raised some of the best football players there is. But shout out to Florida for their football programs. Now, he gets shot. My question is, did Poody get shot? They said 3 other people got shot. Did Poody, the intended target? Because that should be so stupid to me when people be like, oh, this person's the intended target. And he don't get shot, but like 15 other people do. Like, how the fuck was he the intended target? Y'all shot 15 other people. In this situation, y'all shot 4 people total, 1 person died. Was Poody one of the 3?
In this photo shared on Twitter by a University of Louisville football coach, 18-year-old Dexter Wrench is in the uniform he would have proudly worn this fall. He was signed to the college football team after being a star player at Ocoee High School.
Whatever brought it on, I don't know.
Davy Bush lives near the shooting scene at Elise and D-Rock Streets in Orlando's Carver Shores neighborhood. He says around 11:20 Saturday night, gunshots rang out.
So I laid on the floor. And then when all the shots and stuff was over, I came to the door and peeped out the door window, and the street was full of people by that time.
Police say as they arrived, 2 cars were fleeing the area in opposite directions. They stopped both. The injured Wrench was in one of those cars. An ambulance took him to the hospital where he later died. The second car was stopped after a brief pursuit, but investigators say they determined that driver was not tied to the shooting. 3 other people suffered gunshot wounds. Police are not releasing their identities, but say 2 suffered non-life-threatening injuries and 1 is in serious condition and expected to survive. As for what led up to the shooting, police are only saying the 4 victims were gathered outside a home on Elise Street.
I know that earlier there was a memorial service for somebody who was a similar age that they may have been friends with. I don't have enough information to release that because I just don't have enough information on it yet.
Now, at this point, police are saying that they do not believe this is random. They are also saying very little about a possible suspect, and they are not telling us whether or not they believe the gunfire came from a car or someone here on the street. However, they are asking for help. If you have any information about this shooting incident, you should contact police, and there's a potential $5,000 crime line reward.
Oh, that'll do it. $5,000 to get motherfuckers talking for sure. You put some money in front of this shit, niggas gonna start telling you all the information they know, they heard, they done heard in the shadows. They gonna tell you everything.
Live in Orlando, Amanda Dukes, West 2 News.
Now, since the news of Glock 9 allegedly speaking on killing Dexter and getting himself incarcerated and charged with the murder afterwards, Dexter's dad went to Facebook and said the following: "There's crazy people that was at my house, ate my food, justify the BS with this rapper. You bitch dead to me. I see you. Slap. Keep the energy over there. Cause honestly, I slap her first quarter."
Damn.
Now here's what the other 3 murders come into place. Apparently, Glock 9 also spoke on evidence and information in regards to murders of his own people, and even murders that took place in his own hood.
Oh my God, dog. What the fuck, Glock 9? What are you doing? Oh, Jesus, bro. They gonna fuck this nigga up.
You see, back in court, the language has shifted. May 18th wasn't just about one murder. The testimony refers to murders, plural. And that's where people begin connecting the dots. One of them was Cadero Atwell, October 2019, Windsor Cove Apartments, Mercy Drive. As we mentioned, also the neighborhood of Glock 9. Cadero Demetrius Atwell was just 23 years old when he was shot and later died at the hospital. May he rest in peace and level condolences to his family.
The shooting happened just hours ago along Mercy Drive in Orlando. So let's get straight over to Clay Lepard there, who's live at the scene. And Clay, police, have they said how that person's doing tonight?
Lauren, we don't know at this point. All we know is that person was taken to the hospital. Still quite a few officers out here at Windsor Cove Apartments. The entrance blocked from people being allowed in. Much of this investigation has been focused, though, right over here behind these apartment buildings. You can see those crime scene technicians and officers just a little bit past there, as plenty of people in this neighborhood also trying to figure out what exactly happened here. We have learned from police that this happened a little before 9 o'clock when they got the call that one person had been shot. They have since been taken to a nearby hospital. It's not clear at this point how they're doing, though, right now. A representative with Orlando Police tells us there's no other information they're releasing right now about that victim or about any possible suspect. So it's not clear at this time if anyone is in custody at this time. We are continuing to search for answers.
Oh, just wait. Glock 9 is going to get him there. Glock 9 is definitely going to tell, and you guys are going to be locked up after this. Just wait for it a couple years later.
And try to learn more about what happened here. If you have any information, you're asked to give Orlando Police a call. In Orlando, Clay Lepard, Getting Results, News 6.
Okay, thank you.
The next murder they saying Glock 9 spoke on also happened around this way. August 2020. Jernigan Gardens, Mercy Drive again. The victim was Dominique Aldridge, 26 years old when he was shot and killed. A person of interest was named. His Mustang was later torched and surveillance showed gas being purchased. A year later, police put on blast his so-called friend, who was last seen with him, dropped him off around Mercy Drive before he was ambushed and gunned down.
Push to solve a murder. A man was killed outside an apartment.
This shit is sad, bro. This shit is sad. All these young niggas just killing each other over bullshit. Guarantee it's over dumb shit that don't mean nothing. All of them just out here killing each other. And once you kill one, you got to kill the friend because the friend's going to retaliate. Once he retaliates, he's going to shoot somebody. He's going to hit one of their friends. Now these friends got to retaliate against these friends. And it's just a never-ending cycle, bro. Over some dumb shit. A lot of hoods right now beef in LA. I know probably in your city too, if you got gangsters out there. Every city got gangs now, but a lot of hoods beef, and they got lifelong beefs that stem from shit that happened 30 years ago over people they never met a day in their motherfucking life. And they sitting here hating this whole hood over a beef that was probably over a bitch 30, 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that shit crazy?
Complex along Mercy Drive just over a year ago.
Tonight, investigators have a person of interest and they want to talk to him. News 6's Jerry Askins following this story for us. He joins us live outside police headquarters with the details on this one. Jerry.
Hey, Matt, and today Orlando police released new video they hope will help in this investigation and
this nigga look like Martin Luther King a little bit,
make an arrest as it's coming.
I have a dream.
Learning more about the victim, 26-year-old Dominique Aldridge. We're learning he was wanted to be a musician and moved to Atlanta to pursue his career. Orlando police need your help identifying the man seen here on video burning a murder victim's car in this roundabout.
On camera.
And then driving off in this stolen
on camera. No mask, no nothing. License plate. These young niggas are dumb, bro. This niggas, oh my. It's cameras everywhere. Listen, youth, if you're watching this, there are cameras everywhere. Don't do crime.
They say one man is even seen before getting a can of gas from this Orlando Wawa. Detectives released this new evidence after they say 26-year-old Dominique Aldridge was killed here at Jernigan Gardens Apartments off of Mercy Drive in August of 2020.
On behalf of his family, for his mother and his brother, I am pleading to the public to please help with this case and give us information.
Police are also trying to talk to Jack Rosas Jr., who they're calling a person of interest. They say Aldridge left the complex with the juvenile to visit a friend in Altamont Springs, who they say was possibly Rosas. They say Aldridge stopped at this Longwood 7-Eleven on the way. After getting out of his gray Mustang, police say the juvenile stole Aldridge's car with his phone inside.
Damn.
And that's when Rosas is seen looking for Aldridge inside this 7-Eleven before driving him back to the apartments, where police say he was ultimately shot and killed there after an altercation with several men.
In the beginning, when he's a friend and he drives his friend back to Jernigan Gardens and, within moments, Dominique is murdered, I would have expected him to come forward and say, hey, this is what was going on. But clearly he is avoiding all contact with us.
Yeah, right now, Orlando police saying there is no known motive at this time. Meantime, Crime Line is offering a cash reward of $5,000 if you know anything. You're asked to call Orlando police or Crime Line. You can remain anonymous. We're live at OPD headquarters. I'm Jerry Askin, getting results, News 6.
Jerry, thank you.
And the fourth murder people tying together was Glock 9 homie. He could be seen in many pictures with him. Demetrius Cox also went by the name AFNF Medimo, a man who was let out of prison just hours before he was gunned down.
Uh-oh. Let's see. So Glock 9 is just, he put all the pieces of the puzzle together for 4 murders. God damn.
After attending a house party. And police is also alleging that in these claims, Glock 9 had allegedly involved another local rapper from Florida and his crew, also known by his rap stage name, Hot Boy.
Oh, they snitched on Hot Boy too? Oh, god damn, man. Oh, hell no, bro. Glock 9, you going outside, bro.
Medimo was just 21 years old when he lost his life. But apparently, he was arrested on the murder. And this, fam, is the alleged statement that was used. Agent Jason spoke with detectives. Barbershop with OPD Homicide. Detective Barbershop said Demetrius Cox was with Damon Streeter, 800 Crosstown gang member, at the Gilt nightclub located at 740 Bennett Road. Until approximately 2:27, there was a shooting at the intersection of Orange Blossom Trail and Amelia Street, involving a vehicle Demetrius Cox and Damian Streeter were in. After the shooting, the vehicle was found behind 1016 Bentley Street in Orlando. Demetrius Cox's body was located in the front passenger seat.
Damn.
Case agents believe this incident was a retaliatory shooting for the murder of Wolf Lama, and Demetrius Cox had...
Wait, was that a random house? Or was that like one of their houses? They found this nigga behind the house in the car, shot to death. Now, that's some crazy shit. If you and your homie in the car and he gets shot and you just drive to a random house and leave the car in the back and run, that's fucked up. What you doing? You and your homie at an intersection. Your homeboy gets shot. Pow! Pow, 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 pow. Are you going to drive him to the hospital, try to see if you could? Because you don't know if he's dead, nigga. Yeah, he might not be getting a post, but it might be still be a chance. Or are you just going to say, fuck it, park it behind a house and hop out, a random house and hop out and leave him there?
Been arrested for. The suspect vehicle was listed as a black Dodge Charger registered to Enterprise Rental. The rental of the vehicle was listed as Everest Lopez. Cooperating witness 3 said they heard the person possibly responsible for the murder of Demetrius Cox was a crosstown 800 gang member who went by the nickname Sauce.
Somebody was cooperating.
While people believe Demetrius Cox was set up, the witness also said Sauce was named as the shooter for the homicide of Demetrius Cox due to Demetrius Cox's knowledge of Wolf Llama homicide, which Sauce was involved in. Basically, Demetrius was gunned down by his homie he allegedly did the drill on because he felt like him being released knowing he was allegedly involved. He was talking to police.
Ooh. The streets is dirty, y'all. The nigga got chipped because the nigga that he did the drill with felt like he was gonna tell. Oh, the streets is dirty, y'all. Come on, man. Damn.
Shot and killed last night in Orlando was tied to a gang-related shooting in Osceola County almost a year ago. That shooting was the first in more than a dozen other shootings. All were believed to be gang-related. Not all were deadly, but some of the victims were innocent children. News 6's Jerry Askin takes a closer look at this latest case and the bigger issue of gang violence in Central Florida. He joins us now from Orlando Police Headquarters. Jerry.
Hey, Lisa, yeah, and that victim's mom told News 6 that she bonded her son out of jail in Osceola County yesterday on his 21st birthday. Well, he was killed, and a day later...
They got Martin Luther King working. This nigga done been in every goddamn, every live so far about these murders. They got you working, MLK.
Here in Orlando. Right now, we're asking detectives here at the Orlando Police Department more about a motive and if today's shooting was a retaliation shooting or if it was gang-related. A family overcome by grief.
I ain't shocked, but I ain't expect it was gonna happen this fast.
Jaquia Burton still can't believe her son, Demetrius Cox Jr., will never come home. She told News 6 that he was the man found shot and killed in Paramore early Monday morning, hours after he turned 21 years old.
I mean, I ain't saying my son was a saint. He didn't have his share of time.
He was a high school graduate who Burton...
Bro, that is some crazy shit. She knew it was coming. She said, I ain't shocked, but I ain't know it was going to happen this fast. Shit, he ain't no saint. Ooh. Miles was like, she with the shit too. She was like, she on some gangster shit too, but damn, that's some cold shit to hear your mother say about you once you're gone. I ain't shocked, but I didn't think it was going to happen this fast.
Said had a football scholarship, but he got involved with the wrong crowd. I learned Cox bonded out this weekend from the Osceola County Jail after being charged with first-degree murder. He's accused of shooting and killing a man at a house party last April in Osceola County, a shooting investigators say was gang-related.
I'm tired of cycle because in my humble opinion, they are all connected in one way or another.
The April shooting happening months before a series of gang-related and retaliation shootings throughout Orange County, including 2 separate drive-by shootings that deputies say killed 3-year-old Daquan Felix and 14-year-old Joshua Atkins.
Oh my God, bro. They done killed the kids, man. God damn. Come on, man. A 3-year-old, bro. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I mean, this whole shit, y'all niggas all started as homies. Even the dad said, nigga, I done gave all y'all food inside my house. Y'all all homies. And it got to the point where y'all killing each other. And then to the point where we go do a drill together. You go to jail and you get out. And nigga, I think you told or you gonna tell. So now, as your boy that did the drill with you, now I'm finna come back and kill you. Oh, it's so cutthroat. The streets is cutthroat, man. The streets is cutthroat. That's what you sign up for when you play that game, man. You know what I'm saying? If you are in that motherfucker, you got to keep your head on swivel, man. Do it up. Wise up. Level up, man. Level up. You know what I mean? Make sure all your credit is good before you get up out that motherfucker, though, because you don't want to, turn a new leaf and you still got debts to pay, if you know what I mean.
In September, where still no one has been caught. Bishop Kelvin Colberis is on the Orange County Citizen Safety Task Force working to prevent crimes like these.
And the reality is there's got to be another way to deal with confrontation other than taking somebody's life.
Yeah, Bishop Colberis told me today that the task force plans to meet this Wednesday to present their recommendations to Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings on ways to better prevent crime. Meantime, it's worth to mention there have been several arrests made in those many shootings that we saw last year. We're live here in Orlando. I'm Jerry Askin, getting results. News 6.
Jerry, thank you.
There you have it, fam. This isn't about clout. This isn't about rumors. It's about what happened when the lines between witness and defendant get blurred, and the consequences that follow. Now, 2 years ago, an Atlanta rapper who was incarcerated in the feds for Glock 9, they called him out for snitching. And a lot of people looked over it, and a lot of people who knew about the situation knew, but from the
Somebody dropped the, hey, y'all, Glock 9 in here snitching. Nobody listening? Y'all not listening, huh? Because he a rapper, because he booming, because he signed the Birdman, because he got more clout than me. Y'all don't want to listen, huh? All right, for sure. Hey, he's snitching. I'm just letting y'all know he's snitching. No, man, you a hater. You a hater. All right, for sure. That's probably how it went.
Outside looking in, it wasn't no paperwork that was released. This time it kind of was. As always, rest in peace to every victim in this story and love and condolences to you guys' families. Prayers up for anyone who was affected by the story we just covered. But fam, this was the story of a Florida rapper who allegedly told on 4 murders. One that he was allegedly involved with and got him charged with the murder after, as detectives was laughing headed back to the plane. The next 3 all involved his homies, giving the police an alleged motive. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right, there it is, man. There you have it. That's the story of Glock 9, man. And look at what you started, brother. You was preaching all that gangster rah-rah in your music, and now you get behind jail, you think you got immunity, and you tell it all, man. You tell it all. You put all the pieces of the puzzle together on 4 different situations, man. How should he be held accountable for this, y'all? Will he be accepted in Florida? Will he be accepted in the streets? Will he be accepted in hip-hop? What is going to happen? What do y'all think will happen? What do y'all think should happen? Let me know in the comment section right now. I'm going to give y'all 2 seconds to smash a like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction.